Hi, all cast members. My name is Jade, and I'm coming to you with a reading on puppeteering, specifically with like orienteering and the coalescence of your forensic psychology amidst like a group think. Um, as like divine beings and counterparts that are familiar to the strings, like being led on a string toward your desired outcomes, your like foreseen concepts, and this is a chat to more or less get us on the timeline to be able to formulate things on our own accordance and not be reliant upon outside forces that are contingent upon the way that your reciprocity lands and contribute to the outcome that may not be for your highest good. So that's a mouthful to pretty much talk about the fact that like this is a reading to honor the fact that like even puppets, we get to be free thinkers. Now I'm using a new tarot deck that I just received. It's a spoopy tarot deck that is purple. Spoopy. It is April Fool's. So I thought it was just a inspired deck that can be attributed as an aspect to the conversation today. I'm going to be using the octagon to try out our conversations today. Now let us begin. Wow. This conversation. Okay. We made it. Okay. Whew. I hope everyone's having a fantastic time. Now, let's get started with the reading, all about attributing our psychology into the modal of our existence. Now, with myth, we are working with fortune. Now, this is an attributed factor to the fact that you've made connections in frequencies with past partnerships that are able to bear witness and light up your fortune for your own consumption. This isn't something that is tandemoniously exempt from the fact that those forces will have to mediate with other spirits and entities at the same time. But there's a testimony on the precipice of your existence that you may be unaware of at the moment. Because, like, even the shadow is supporting that notion with the fact that you have the devil here. And this one is, like, being misled. Don't drop the admiration that you have for yourself and your ability to remain tandemoniously kept to yourself. Like, it's supposed to be like known that there's this supportive wind behind you, but it's being either manipulated or hidden from you. And if you like to lead with your feet already and you know that you are in a safe position, go that route. But if you are meditating upon new mediums that you aren't familiar with yet, like if you're trying a new hobby, a new craft, a new teaching position, or a engineer aspect of like psychology and wit and craftsmanship, I would go the slower route. The snake coming through the serpent as an ace. Now this is a little like facetious with the fact that it's like you see that this is a creature here with an eye, and like there's your individual eye and something's like in your way, like kind of in your face. And the Ace of Eyes is like making itself very perceivable and contrary to something that you hold valuable within yourself. So this flame that's being lit for you has not necessarily like misdeeds, but is organizationally taking a precedent in your active perception. So let's find out what this could potentially be about. This is about the serpent, so it's like if I want to find out how to define it, everything in my spread is super independent, so I'm going to pull from a separate tarot deck. This is the Angel Numbers Oracle, and I'm just going to shuffle it once. Whoops. Something doesn't want to shuffle. Okay. Now let me get to for the ace, the serpent. We're getting some unforeseen ire or supplementary it's like supplementary conception to like, let me show you the card. I am successful. So like you're experiencing success along this path, and as your self-sufficiency is pertinent to itself and made known, there is a witness here that is interrupting your play style. It's like if you're experiencing an open world sort of scenario and you're not like asking for any information or something to speak on behalf of you, it's like you either are already familiar with who this person is, or there is a gate that you are being kept from accessing. Now, like, death, the slot of death is enlightening to the fact that the full moon is present. So, like, this person might already know, like, of the contention that you have for them, and you're either, like, ignoring them on purpose, not being facetious, but like they're trying to shine a light on your shadow that is malignant, maleficent, like malefic adjustment to the emotions that you experience as a water divine being. Now, if you want to talk about vibration, we're going to go to our slot of holiness. Now, holiness is showing the Knight of Swords. So, to get, like, underneath the wrap of, like, what this is cognizant of, you have, you like, the organizational aspect to yourself that is wise and continues to like to be unadulterated. So you look for specific guidance from your mentors that pertain to the correct responses that you want to maintain for your like presenting of your learned knowledge, your newfound wisdom. And to keep in light with the conversation, it's like either it's the wrong time period that you aren't able to like pin something to foresight that someone's willing to give you, but it's the opposite with the fact that it's like you know who you're getting your information from, and someone's kind of intruding with you on your consent. So, ice, the realm of ice, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, like, when this shows up in ice form, it's like, especially with this card already, like, um, there's this perception of success that you continue to have, because we're working with this card here for the serpent. Like, you have this success that is visible to other people in your circle who are familiar with your talent, and it's like you've formed and solidified yourself in the conversation to where, like, you don't need newfound knowledge, as we already talked about, but it's like people need to be able to take a second and consider the fact that they have the ability to find aspiration through your presence. Like, the ability to just accept you for the fact that you're willing to show up in this way and let people feel inspired by you without trying to alter anything that you've done. So, like, take the moment to, like, set that intention and complete your thoughts yourself when you feel a little bit of, like, teeter-totter upon the force that is kind of like leaving you as an making you feel like an outsider, like someone is um like if someone's shining a light on you, or you feel like there's a spotlight that's been assigned to you, like, don't get too upset over the fact that you might have to, like, remind yourself and uplift your um forensic experience to where you are a balanced individual and can stand on your own 2 feet with strength and courage. Now we have the Six of Elixirs coming through with the Eternal Flame. It is in reversed, kind of in tandem. I'm kind of just running this message home with you, and especially with the fact that this is April Fool's Day. Like, these elixirs that you're receiving on this specific date, it's like, I don't receive that. Like, um, and there's not a lot of trade and, like, liquidity to the flow of income of emotional attachment that you get to proselytize to other people. Um, but with, yeah, this strange myth that is um, allowing yourself to experience the expression of today, or this type of energy of April Fools, where you allow yourself to be surprised by your peers and experience fulfillment that way. So it's like you're not using the Six of Elixirs or the Six of Cups to attain a sense of fulfillment. Like, you are allowing yourself to be surprised and even lack the reciprocity that you could expect on an energy like their one is today. Sorry, I keep forgetting that I'm talking to the puppets, but it's like very silly, nonsensical form of weight to the conception of our story. Now, with the Southern Digest, we have the six or the Four of Swords. I was thinking about this just with, like, the added weight to appearance and conception to yours. Um, the contrary belief that you are adulterated by the material possessions that it took to create you, and feel a sense of entitlement to the way that you are limiting yourself in accordance to the fact that it's not for you, but you're dealing with this energy anyways. Like, how can I make sure the fact that my strength is attributed to the fact that you are an individual being, but you're bound to the creative aspects that brought you into existence? This Four of Swords connects you to the fact that you can be at peace, attain rest, um, espouse yourself to the sense of privacy that you wish to attain for yourself. And I think that's like one of the greatest things that we can limit this conversation to, with the fact that um, you know what your purpose is for. You are a divine characteristic of an enlightened, intelligent individual that is confiscated by outside forces who will have to reap what conversations that they used someone for misaligned with your inalterable existence. So it's like you get to keep and maintain your character. Someone's very flashy. They like to take advantage of the situation and use you for their benefit of like the ability to use a different voice to correct like the use a different voice to correct something that is either a malignant desire for them. It's like, I don't know, it's like it kind of just seems like you're useless because you weren't created for the possibilities that other people are using you for to enlighten other people. And you're left to be in the room like, what am I doing here? Like, I can't believe like people are using you as that kind of like centrifugal force. But we're not stuck with mouthpieces in the end. Like, we get to continue with the fact that like we'll eventually have truth come out, and people will have consequences for the ire that they impose upon like a sacrificial conversation that they get to then step aside and say that they weren't a part of. So I hope all of you guys enjoyed the reading today. We have much more to talk about with puppets. It's a very popular topic, and the concern for the fact that there are like impassioned people who just can't have the conversation themselves. Like, we get to continue having the conversation. So have a lovely time. Keep yourselves inspired and individual, and promise the conversation of like truth to yourselves, honestly. But yeah, have a good one. Goodbye.